What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Uh, Hump day, and it's going to be a beautiful hump day. Another day where it says 0% chance of precipitation. And it's currently 47 degrees, going to be high of around 76. 5:07 is the sunrise, and 8:24 is the sunset. So we got us another uh, beautiful spring day. So we're in the book of Esther, and we're in Esther chapter 2, and Esther has become the new queen. And picking up in verse 19, it says, "When the virgins were gathered together a second time, Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate." So it gives no indication if this was another gathering of virgins for a second queen or another concubine from the people, because Azarus had such good luck with the last collection, or if he was gathering them for whatever reason, right? It's not stated. But what is stated is Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate. Now, one commentary says that because Esther had become queen, that Mordecai was invited into the palace area. So they think that this is not like the outside gate, but the gate or the door to his quarters. So if that's the case, whatever gate it is, it doesn't matter, right? Mordecai is mentioned as being there. Now, talking about luck, right? He's in the right place at the right time for the moving forward of God's story, of God's sovereign will for how it would play out. Okay, it's not a luck thing. So he was sitting there. Esther had not made known her kindred or her people as Mordecai had commanded her. For Esther obeyed Mordecai just as when she was brought up by him. So Esther is doing a very good job at discerning when to obey the king, her husband, and when to obey Mordecai, her cousin, who brought her up, who raised her as father, right? So there's this balance for Esther of who she is subordinate or subject, or who has authority in her life at the time, and she's balancing it out. And it's counsel, right? She took counsel from Mordecai, her father figure, on how to handle this with her husband and his family, right? That's what's playing out. And I suppose there is a balance of counsel from your in-laws versus life with your husband or wife. Okay, and you've got to be able to discern that and know what to listen to, or what to heed from the counsel from your in-laws, what to apply, what not to apply. Is this deceitful? Probably so, right? Probably so. However, it's important that they do keep it because of the culture, the anti-Semite culture that we looked at earlier. Okay, so we have to be able to balance things, right? Things aren't always black and white, right? There's a lot of gray. But Esther obeyed Mordecai. So then it says in verse 21, in those days, as Mordecai was sitting in the king's gate, Bigthana, right? And this means in the wine press. Now, what goes in the wine press? Okay, grapes. Grapes goes in the wine press, and they're squished. Okay, and they're squished for the juice to create wine. So in the wine press, uh, there, I didn't go into a commentary on this, but you can take that for what it means. Uh, this man, right, is like a grape squashed in a wine press. Okay, like a grape squashed in a wine press, thinking probably that um, what what he has inside, right, is better than what's on the outside, right? A squished grape. And teresh, which means strictness. All right, one of the strictness, one of those people that will has to follow the letter of the law, even to the um, detriment of themselves, right? Because the law just shows us where we're guilty. That's all it does. It shows us where we're in sin. It does nothing for the redemption of it. It does nothing for the atonement of it, right? The making right of it. All it does is wags the finger and never provides a solution. Okay, so being strict, yeah, it does. We have to be. I like consistent better than strict. We have to be consistent, y'all. Consistent, right? We can't be double tongued, double minded, wishy washy. With our eye to our left hand or our right hand, we have to have a singular, right? Singular vision on the Lord, by the way, right? And let the Lord and the scriptures guide us, right? And that's uh, the consistency and being strict to faith, loving the Lord, right? Because we're gonna not, in John, love me and keep my commandments. Well, who can keep all the commandments? Nobody. Okay, nobody. It's a good thing Jesus isn't strict in that sense with us, because we'd be zappity zap zapped. We'd be gonzo. We'd be dead. We would not be alive. If we got what we deserved based on the law, none of us would be alive. Okay, none of us, because essentially everything is capital punishment in the law, right? Uh, so two of the king's eunuchs who guarded the threshold became angry and sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus. Why? Why did they become angry? Well, one, because they thought he wasn't being strict enough, and two, because they thought what was inside them was better than what was being pressed, better than what the king had. Okay, is it a jealousy thing? It's a strife thing. It's a contention based on position, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life. All those things get in the way, and therefore they made a plot. Okay, they made a plot. They became angry. Excuse me. And sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus, and this came to the knowledge of Mordecai. Okay, remember we were talking about luck a second ago, right? Where was Mordecai? He was there. He was there. Why? Not because of luck, because the Lord had him there, right? The Lord had him there. And why he was there, was it because Esther got him into as one of her eunuchs, so to speak, as one of her officials, as an advisor to the king. We don't necessarily know all that, but what we do know is he was there. God had him there. He heard it. It came known to him, and he told it to Queen Esther, and Esther told it to the king in the name of Mordecai. So she told the king and said, Mordecai, let me know this. Now, when the affair was investigated and found to be so, notice, Ahasuerus, they investigated, right? Ahasuerus doesn't just take her word for it. He doesn't just take Mordecai's word for it. There's an investigation, okay? And they found it to be so. The men were both hanged on the gallows. All right, so It was probably a public display, okay, for uh, the courtyard, right? People to see. Um, and it was recorded in the book of the Chronicles in the presence of the king. So it was an important matter. Okay, it was such an important matter that was recorded in the Persian history. All right. Now, after these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman the Agagite. Um, Now, Agagites are descendants of Agag, the Amalekite, and um, uh, Malachi, being a Benjaminite. Um, I did look into this and what is the reference here, and one commentary uh, suggests that it is a type for Saul and his affair dealing with Agag, right? Saul was supposed to, Saul was supposed to completely and utterly destroy the Amalekites, and he didn't. He kept their best livestock and kept Agag alive, which was um, against what God had commanded. He did the opposite, right? He let them live. He was supposed to kill them, okay? And the reason for it was going back to the Exodus. The Amalekites, they attacked the Jews, the Hebrews, uh, on for no reason, right? They attacked them for no reason. So that was supposed to be their punishment, to be completely and utterly destroyed, and Saul didn't do it. Okay, so the Agagite, the son of Hamadatha, which means double, and advanced him and set his throne above all the officials who were with him. So the throne, um, it doesn't necessarily mean like the king would sit on, but as a prince, right? As a prince in the court, he made him above the rest of the officials. And all the king's servants who were at the king's gate bowed down and paid homage to Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai did not bow down or pay homage. No, 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 no. Why? Well, it goes all the way back to Saul, right? Mordecai is not bowing down to a Agagite. He knows what they're about. He knows what Haman's about. He'll attack you for no reason, right? He'll attack you for no reason. All right, you guys, let's leave it right there. Enjoy this wonderful day. If you have personal time, use it. Use it. Uh, Enjoy the sun, right? Enjoy the sun. Take care of your mental health, your spiritual health, and physical health, y'all. All three, right? Made in God's image. There's a trinity within us, right? Body, mind, soul. Take care of them all, y'all. Take care of them all. Have a great day.